Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Matrox Gaming, and today I am going to give you guys my top 10 list of the things that I would like to see in Modern Warfare 2, whenever that is, whether it comes out this year or it comes out next year in 2022. This will be my first video on this channel as an attempt to reboot this, so I'm just going to go on ahead and get right on into it just so that we don't have supremely long introductions. So the first one that I would really like to see is to launch with a lot of content. If there was one thing that Modern Warfare did right, no matter whatever the hell it is that everybody seems to think of it, is that they really did launch with as much content as they possibly could, and that has been the most amount of stuff that the game has actually came out with in a very long period of time. I'd say probably since the days of Call of Duty Ghosts or Black Ops 2, where we were able to have like a large array of weapons and guns and shit that we could use, and I just feel like that's just something that Modern Warfare 2 definitely needs. So yes, please, if possible, launch with as much content as you possibly can. That's definitely going to make the fandom happy. The second one that I have here on my list is make the storyline meld with Call of Duty Ghosts. So there's a whole bunch of videos going around saying that maybe it's possible that some of the Call of Duty Ghosts history might take place here in Modern Warfare. And if that's the case, then cool, I'm all for it. I honestly believe that Call of Duty Ghosts was a very underrated game, despite how many people hated on it. And I just feel like that the game honestly deserves another chance, but I feel like to kind of build up to that, it would be pretty cool if we did end up getting Call of Duty Ghosts 2. And if we were just able to get a whole bunch of the history from Call of Duty Ghosts into Modern Warfare 2, that would also be really cool to see. So yes, if possible, please make the storyline meld with Call of Duty Ghosts. That would actually be really, really cool to see. And there's a whole bunch of hints to it already. But yeah, that's pretty much done with that one. The third one that I have here on this list: make operators take part in the campaign. So if there's one thing that I was actually kind of confused about, I'm surprised that the multiplayer operators in Modern Warfare didn't really have too much involvement with the campaign, not up until Season 3, of course, which I think that was the one where we got Alex and we got a couple of other operators, because Ghost did not have a part in the campaign, and neither did Mara or Nikto or whoever like that. And a whole bunch of the other operators that came out at launch, such as Kruger, Thorn, and a whole bunch of these other super cool operators that we all like to play as. I'm just honestly surprised that they just didn't have very much in the campaign, and I just feel like that would actually be pretty cool to have them take part in the campaign a little bit more, or at least have them, kind of just there or something, just something like that. Having a couple of the operators take part in the campaign would actually be pretty nice. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go on ahead with that one. The next one that I have is put more in survival mode. So what I pretty much mean by that is that basically, for those of you who may not know, Modern Warfare survival mode was actually a thing way back in the day of Modern Warfare 3 back in 2011, and it was really fun, don't get me wrong, and I loved every minute of it. But I feel like with the survival mode back then, even with the survival mode now, there's still a little bit more that we could actually do. I noticed that there was a couple of things that the survival mode for Modern Warfare did not have compared to what they had for Modern Warfare 3 that I honestly feel like should have been there, and I feel like they could have just done a little bit more just to kind of make it a much more, fun experience. So yeah, if they can go on ahead and put more stuff into survival mode in Modern Warfare 2, that would honestly be super cool to see. And survival mode is honestly the one mode that, in my honest opinion, throughout Call of Duty history, encouraged tactical gameplay the most. Place sentry guns here, call an airstrike down there, find a little hiding spot where it's like one way in, one way out, or whatever. That would just be something really cool to see. And since Call of Duty is trying to encourage more tactical gameplay these days, I feel like the majority of that should be put into survival mode, and then whatever else happens. So that answers that one. The next one that I have, number 5, keep the kill streak system. So what I mean by this is that the old score streak system that we're used to with Advanced Warfare, that we're used to with Black Ops 3, that we used with Black Ops 2 when it first came out, that was actually really fun use of the score streak system, and that did encourage a few people to play a little bit more tactically. But the way that they did it with Black Ops Cold War, I'm just not a fan of that. Like, it feels like that you need like 10 kills to get a UAV, and I don't think that's how it is, but that's just what it feels like, and I don't really want to play Call of Duty multiplayer if that's the way that it's just going to be. Tactical gameplay is fine, but when you have to heavily force that by having people do a whole bunch of these things that we're not used to doing just so that we can get a UAV, it's just not fun that way. So for the love of God, please keep the kill streak system, and it just keeps things very, very simple that way. The next one that I have, number 6, make the campaign dark and gritty as Modern Warfare was. So we all know that there was a lot of hype to Modern Warfare throughout 2019 when it was first announced, that it was going to be very dark, it was going to be very realistic, and it was a whole bunch of the campaign missions throughout the game are actually based on real life events that happen in today's world throughout the past decade. And I thought that was really cool. They took a lot of influence from movies like Sicario, 13 Hours, Zero Dark 30. But I liked that they did that, and they made the game feel a little bit more alive and made it a little bit more realistic. Some people can actually point out that they clearly got this mission from this movie, or they got that mission from that movie. And I just thought that was probably one of the coolest things that they have ever done. And I highly encourage that they continue to do that, just because again, it just makes the game a lot more cool, and it makes it a lot more real. Like, when you see some of the things, you're just like, holy shit, they actually did this. Like, this is something that they have not done before in Call of Duty. And, if you could find a whole bunch of other movies to kind of base some experiences in the campaign off of, that would be nice. But the main point of it is just kind of keep up with the dark tempo, keep it up with the, with the ultra realism that, people really, really enjoyed about the game. The next one that I have coming up is bring back as much of the content from Modern Warfare back into Modern Warfare 2. So what I'm saying here is continue, bring back some of the older operators that we're used to. Bring back the way that the game was played in Modern Warfare and put it into Modern Warfare 2. I'm not saying that you have to bring back each and everything from Modern Warfare into Modern Warfare 2, because I know there's only so much that you could actually put into the game. But some of the key things and some of the cool things that people really liked about Modern Warfare that they really wish that they could play for forever, just continue to bring that back. Put that into Modern Warfare 2. You don't have to have the exact same operators. You don't have to have the exact same maps. But just like with Modern Warfare, bringing back some old school maps, continue to do that. Bring back some of the cool operators that everybody really liked. Just continue to bring some of that back, because the main point of a sequel is to pretty much take what you have with the game and just keep going with it and add more along the way. The next one that I have coming up, bring back Create a Soldier and Squads mode. So for those of you who may not have known, back in 2013 was when Call of Duty Ghosts came out. Call of Duty Ghosts was, as I mentioned before, it was a very underrated game, and it's a game that honestly deserves a second chance. A lot of people throughout the last couple of years have honestly gone back to play Call of Duty Ghost, and they honestly realized that Ghost was not that bad. And I don't want a game to die out because you think it's trash, and then only to go back on it a few years later and just be like, what was I complaining about? So one of the cool things about Call of Duty Ghost is that they had the Create a Soldier and they had the Squads mode, which Create a Soldier, basically, as it sounds, you create a soldier, and each soldier had about 5 to 10 classes that you could give for them. So I think that would actually be really cool. And I think in the local multiplayer, you were only allowed to have 6, and then if you played online, you were allowed up to 10. So if you could bring that back, that would be super cool. And then the Squads mode was pretty much if you pit your squad full of your soldiers that you created and Create a Soldier, and then you pretty much played multiplayer games against somebody else's squad of soldiers. That was honestly something that was really cool, and that just kind of just shows the diversity of what people's preferences are when it comes to Call of Duty. And now you actually get to put them to the test against each other, and if you win, cool, and if you lose, kind of just look back and just see what happened with your squad and all that. I just feel like that would be something pretty cool, and with the game like Modern Warfare 2, I feel like it might actually fit. Next one that I have coming up, bring in Black Ops 2 characters. So with Black Ops Cold War, we saw Imran Zakhaev make an appearance. And for those of you who may not be familiar with the original trilogy, Imran Zakhaev was pretty much an antagonistic character in the first Modern Warfare, in Call of Duty 4. And back then, the Black Ops series and the Modern Warfare series were always at odds with each other. People would always say, this series is better, that series is better, and they were completely, they weren't within the same timeline at all. But with this new Modern Warfare and with Black Ops Cold War confirming it, we pretty much have the new Modern Warfare series that we have, and the Black Ops series are pretty much connected, and they're within the same timeline. So with that being said, you may as well capitalize on it and bring in a couple of Black Ops 2 characters, because for those of you who have played Black Ops 2 in its prime, we would all know that it takes place within the year 2025. It's 2021 right now, and the Modern Warfare game took place in 2019. It was a whole bunch of things that could happen like at that point in time. So I feel like just to kind of capitalize on that, bring in some more connections between Black Ops 1 and the Black Ops series and Modern Warfare 2019, and then use that even more on Modern Warfare 2. I would actually love to see David Mason make an appearance. I would love to see Harper, just a whole bunch of people like that. And since in Modern Warfare, we now have Task Force 141, which at the end of the game, they did mention Ghost, Soap, and Kyle Garrick, Gaz. And that was just to name a few. So there's a whole bunch of other people that could take part in this task force. And it would be really cool if we potentially saw David Mason and Harper as a part of this task force. And with that being said, since we're also leaning up to the year 2025 as well, which is, again, where Black Ops 2 took place, it would be really cool to pretty much see, hey, we get to see the, Cortes Dia take rise, after the fall of Al-Qatala or something. That's just something that might be pretty cool. Last but not least, have a few questions answered. So what I mean by this is, like, who is Alex? Like, there was a whole bunch of theories about who Alex was. There were people saying that he was Ghost. Some people were saying that he's Roach. Some people were saying that he's Joseph Allen from Modern Warfare 2 in 2009. Just some things like that, like who's Alex, why do they call Kyle Garrick Gaz, why do they call John McTavish Soap, where's Vladimir Makarov been this entire time, just a whole bunch of these things like that might actually, give a little bit more perspective about who our allies are, why they're called what they are, who is Khalid al-Assad, because there's a theory that says that he is Hadir Karim. Yeah, just a whole bunch of things like that, and it would just kind of like, it would just be kind of cool to just have a few questions answered instead of just kind of leaving us in the dark. And I mean, I understand it's sometimes better that way, but, kind of just pick and choose that. I actually have one bonus one that I would actually like to see give a second shot. Extinction mode. That mode, it definitely had its perks. It definitely could have been done with a little bit better. The only reason it didn't come back was because Call of Duty Ghost was a failure. It's just one of those things that, I would like to see make a return at least at some point in Call of Duty between now and maybe in a few years. Extinction, honestly, I feel like could have just been, dealt with a lot better. Not even just by the developers, but by us, the fans. So let's just give it a second shot and let's just see exactly what might happen. But aside from all of that, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like button and subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos coming within now and in the near future. That's pretty much it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Peace!